welcome back to Tab Horror. Today we're playing the elevator game with Catgirls. It's supposed to be a game based off a Korean urban legend, so it looks really cool. Like and subscribe and stuff or whatever, and let's go. Okay, let's go. New game, because I don't have a load. Disclaimer, this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and the incidents are either products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. It may not be a triggering player discretion device. And there are timed, choices for the game. They are recommended for a more immersive experience. But if you'd prefer to play without them, you could turn... No, I want immersion. It's a cold winter night. Snow started falling a couple hours ago, so the cityscape is littered with a layer of white fluff. Crunches under our feet as we walk down the street.
Ta-da! We're here!
Ah! Ta-da! Who's kidding? I love this artwork. It's so pretty. I look up to inspect the tall building before us. It's past midnight, so it's to be expected that most people living here will be asleep by now. Naturally, that also explains why barely any of the windows show any hints of light coming from the inside. Considering why we're here, it only adds to the creepiness of the situation. I've never been a fan of dark places. That didn't even change when I got my feline features. You think that being able to see as much more clearly in the dark would make more darkness less scary, wouldn't you? Trouble is, I hear so many more little sounds that I couldn't make out before too. And since I'm not sure what all of them are, the dark's every bit as creepy as it was before. Maybe even more so. Oh, you are adorable!
So we are. Finally, a response! I thought you were starting to give me the silent treatment again.
I love them. I love them. They're so cute. It's a fault of mine, and one I'm not too proud of. I tend to get lost in my own head sometimes. Well, quite often, really. Thankfully, Kieran is fairly used to it by now.
I swear, Kieran, of all the buildings in the city, you just had to choose one which seems super creepy. This has to be the sole residential building in the whole office district. Oh, but you know it couldn't have just been any building. This one is perfect.
What are we doing?
And by perfect, you mean...
Haunted?
Meeting the conditions and being less than 10 miles away from our homes.
What conditions?
Or are you enjoying our walk in the snow together so much that you'd like to prowl around aimlessly for another hour? Because I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to feel the cold.
Are these actual cat girls? Or are they like wearing ears? And why don't you have a tail?
Was that your plan? So I'd need you to warm me up afterwards? You could have said something, Asahi.
They're so cute. Oh my god. I just stare at her, not really sure what to say. There's no winning with Kieran when she gets all sly like this. As much as I hate to admit it, it's one of the things I actually like about her.
Oh, why did I sign up for this again? Because you love me. Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that questionable fact. Say, do you get the feeling like someone is manipulating someone else for their advantage over here?
What? No, couldn't be me.
Just me? Oh, come on. Don't be like that. You know I'm happy you decided to come with me. I'll make it up to you. I promise.
Yeah, you better. Taco Bell, stat! I stare at her for a moment longer before I sigh. I really can't argue with her. Not when she's looking at me like that. I had a silent crush on this girl for the longest time, and never expected to one day find out that the attraction was mutual. The fact that we managed to actually get together still feels so unreal sometimes. If it weren't for the fact that the change affected her too, it would probably have never come to this. As much as I disliked it in the beginning, it made me feel like an outcast among my former peers. After all, our shared experience allowed me to be there for her when she needed it most. It's a memory I'm always going to cherish. Of that I'm sure. Yes, I know it's a pretty twisted sort of memory to cherish, but how could I not remember it fondly when it brought us together? Breathe warmly on my hands, rub them together, and then jam them deeply in my pockets. It's not much, but hopefully it will keep them from feeling. But hopefully it'll keep some feeling in my fingertips. It's enough to just let me focus on things in the here and now. At least, rather than on how cold it is.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. You get provoked way too easily. You're doing all of this because of the bet with Sapporo, aren't you?
Bet?
Oh, sure, that's one of the reasons. But that's not the only one. I'm doing it because it's fun.
Fun? Kieran, you've seen the forums. Not a single person out there ever said it was a good idea.
Yes, all those fairy tale stories. Quite tragic, really. Come on, you're not about to tell me you honestly believe those.
What are we doing?
So you mean that you don't?
Seriously, girl, we live in the real world. Spooky, scary skeletons don't just pop out of nowhere because someone decided to be an idiot and press some buttons in a certain way.
I can't believe you, of all people, are still saying that strange, unexplained things don't happen. I mean, you did look in the mirror this morning, right?
So they're not supposed to be cat girls. And she is a cat girl now, but she's all like, oh no, the crazy things don't happen.
This is this, and that is that.
So you don't believe this will actually work? Remind me why we're here again?
We are here to prove a point. Namely, that Sapporo can suck it.
I don't know who the Sapporo is, but I really want to meet them.
I honestly can't believe I let you drag me into this.
Also, I love their dynamic. I think they're girlfriends, and super goth, super pastel pink. Love it.
Chill, Asahi. We suffer the cold for a while longer, nothing happens, and then Sapporo owes me $50. $50 that will treat us to a nice dinner together.
Oh, doing it for love.
I suppose a dinner with you is a pretty good incentive.
Oh, my little heart.
See? I knew you'd come around.
Oh, so cute.
That being said, wish me luck and all that jazz. I'll be right back.
I don't think she's gonna be right back, though.
Kieran?
What? I'm the one who should be getting cold feet here, not you.
Just, you remember all the rules, right? Stay safe, okay?
Asa-chan, be realistic about this. What's an elevator gonna do? Bite me?
Oh, I bet you it's gonna bite her.
You could always
no.
get stuck. That's a realistic possibility, if anything.
I'm sure you'll figure it out if I do.
She's so cute.
Now, be sure to stay away from the building, since we'd be breaking those majestic rules otherwise.
Right.
See ya in a bit.
I don't think we're gonna see her in a bit. Uh-oh. I stare as Kieran approaches the building's entrance, presses one of the intercom buttons, and moments later pushes the door open. How does she convince people to trust her so quick? Let her into the building like that. She's gone from my sight before I know it. A faint click as the door closes behind her. There's a feeling of unease pulling in my stomach. All of this being a bad idea, probably the worst we've had yet, and just screams in my head. I'm so gonna give Sapporo a piece of my mind once all of this is over. It's not like I can really do much about it now, however. If I were to go after my girlfriend, saying I've suddenly changed my mind, it would undoubtedly make her angry. My girlfriend. Still makes me all giddy just to think of her that way. But hell, we snuck out of our houses through the window without our parents knowing, just to go through with all of this. If I had a problem with this whole crazy idea, I should have said something way earlier. It's too late now. Oh, I wrap my fingers around my phone and pull it from my pocket. As I do, I see the screen shows 12:13. It took us around an hour to walk here, and while I dreaded us even being here in the first place, I'm also not looking forward to walking all the way back, especially when it's bound to get colder as the night goes on. Perhaps we could use those $50 to get a ride home instead of a meal. Yeah, only things worked that way. What beautiful artwork. With another sigh, I turn away and start to walk towards a small park located in the middle of this godforsaken district. I don't know why part of it is a playground. There can't be many kids here in the day, in there? But it is, and there's a slide as well as a pair of swings. I'll most likely freeze my ass off if I sit on one. Though that would let me lift my feet off the ground for a bit. The cold, snowy ground. I decide to sit down on the nearest one. Just like that, the uneasy feeling of having entered what was it Kieran called it? A liminal space? She's so good with words sometimes. One of those places that feels a bit wrong. Feeling hits me anyway, making the hairs at the back of my neck stand up. Your mind usually associates playgrounds with children, laughter, movement, and life in general. It's what they're designed for, after all. So, when you get to experience the total opposite of that, when you find yourself sitting in an empty, childless playground in the middle of the night, it doesn't feel right. Your mind associates it with something off, something being wrong. Why are you here, Asahi? In a place you shouldn't be? I'm not sure what is going on. But there's a light over there. Absent-mindedly, my gaze wanders. Something at the other side of the street catches my attention. It's a vending machine. I happen to have a bit of change with me, and the idea of getting something hot to drink is suddenly a very alluring temptation. It would undoubtedly make the waiting out in the cold less unpleasant. Please say it's a machine that has hot drinks as well as cold ones. Oh my gosh, it's only been a minute. Also, 6G. With my mind made up, I get back to my feet, checking the time more out of habit than actual curiosity again. Only a minute's passed since Karen disappeared into the building, and I'm both surprised and not really. The feeling of time passing slower than usual is normal when you obsessively wait for something. Even more so when waiting is physically uncomfortable. Let's go get a hot drink. I make my way towards the vending machine without a second thought. What's that noise? Dum-dum. To my relief, its glowing buttons do indeed hold the promise of a hot drink. I decide to get, oh, I might be up for a while, so coffee? But cocoa tastes better. Let's do coffee. Nothing sounds better than a hot can of coffee right now. Not only will it help me survive the cold, it's also bound to give me an energy boost. One I could use for both the waiting and the upcoming inevitable journey all the way back home. Exactly, that's why I decided to get the coffee. Oh, you're cute. It costs a little more than I expected, and I won't have enough to get a second can, so there goes the idea of treating Karen to a nice warm drink for the walk home. Oh well, she'll survive, and it is her fault that we'll be walking back through the snow. I have this strange feeling that she's not coming back. The can feels warm and heavenly in my hands. I wrap my hands around it, enjoying a few moments of bliss as the heat warms my finger. Carefully, I prise the edge of the pull tab up with a nail so I can get my finger underneath, and then pull it open with a sharp hiss. I'm always really careful with how I open cans. After carelessly breaking a nail once, the memory of that still makes me shudder. I shiver, trying to fight down the sudden memory of Karen tortuously dragging her nails against the blackboard in my class, a wicked smile painting her lips as she held my gaze. I wish I could somehow control these unwanted thoughts sometimes. Alas, my brain likes to torture me instead. The smell of the beverage reaches my nose, grounding me back in reality. Take a small sip, instantly happy with the taste. Being able to drink anything warm feels like a godsend right now. Satisfied, at least momentarily, I make my way back to the playground, intending to sit back at the spot I took up before. I reach the swing and settle back down. As I glance up again at the building Kieran slipped into minutes ago. My blood suddenly runs cold. A sense of sudden panic swarms my mind as I try to make sense of what I'm seeing. A building that's dead to the world, all pitch black, none of its light shining through the windows anymore. Could all the residents have gone to sleep in the meantime? That's close to impossible, and I know it. A power outage, maybe. Quickly turn around and look at the other buildings around me. All of those seem the same as when we arrived, with the bright windows still present here and there, so surely that can't be it. If the power was cut off, it would affect the whole street, wouldn't it? Or even several streets? Almost spilling my drink, I hastily reach for the phone in my pocket.
What?
Oh! Time has descended. I blink, then close my eyes shut for a moment, certain that something's wrong with my eyesight. The time couldn't have just gone backwards. Oh, yeah, of course. Whew, a small sense of relief floods me as I quickly open my eyes again. It must have been a trick of the light before. Or perhaps there was a glitch with my phone's display? Perhaps there's something wrong with me. Remembering what made me reach for my phone in the first place, I raise my head to look at the building before me once before, only to see it in its previous state. The lights are back on as if they were never gone to begin with. The unease in my stomach stays, though. I know what I saw. Pretty sure I couldn't have just imagined it. It's been 5 minutes since Kieran went in the building. Is that enough to ride through a bunch of floors? Would she be mad if I called her so soon? Dwelling on it suddenly feels stupid. Call Kieran. I open up the calls app on my phone, and there's her name at the top of the history. She called me just a couple of hours ago to confirm our plans for tonight. Admittedly, her name is also there for the call before that, and the one before, and... Okay, I chat her up a lot. So one more call now won't hurt, right? Beep. I hit the redial button. I should have expected the call wouldn't connect. She's still inside the elevator. There probably isn't any reception in there, is there? So what options does that leave me with? Going in after her? Waiting for another 5 minutes? I stare at the building before me intently, afraid to avert my eyes anymore. It's like I'm hopeful my gaze, my constant observation, alone will make the lights stay. Scared of the situation repeating itself. Sometime later, I realize that I spent so long just holding my can and fretting about Kieran that my drink has gone from a nice hot drink to, well, undrinkable. Some drinks are not meant to just be kinda warm, and this is one of them. At least it kept my hands from freezing, I guess. 10 minutes pass. I feel only more cold and helpless. Why can't Kieran just come out of the building now as if nothing has happened? And laugh at me for worrying so much. Just call her again, just for good measure. Surprisingly, the call does go through this time. Hello?
Hello?
Is that crying? Is that crying or laughing? Crying or laughing? Can't really tell. I'm not prepared for what I hear. A woman laughing. Oh, it was laughing! At the other end, there's something about it that disturbs me to the very core. It definitely wasn't Kieran's voice. Or is it? Dun dun dun! All of a sudden, realization hits me. Sapporo, the bet, everything, now this? None of it could possibly be real. All of this has to be a prank arranged by my classmates. And whether Kieran's in on it. She wouldn't do this to me, would she? The image of her wickedly smiling, amused face persistently pops up in my mind again. Confusion turns into anger, and before I know it, I'm on my feet, already marching to the building, determination boiling inside of me. Ooh. There's an obstacle before I can get in, though, as I obviously don't have a key to the entrance door. What kind of excuse would be plausible at this sort of hour? I stab at the button that I think Karen pressed, and then almost immediately regret it. What if I press the wrong button? What if I press the right one and sound stupid when the other person asks who's there? What if... To my surprise, there's a click from the intercom, and then a buzz as I'm let in without a single word being spoken. So Kieran didn't have to sweet-talk anyone. I try not to dwell on the unexpected invitation as I shrug it all off on luck. As soon as the doors close behind me, it occurs to me just how dark the inside of the building is. I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm not sure whether such a complete lack of light is normal. People live here, after all, and there should be some signs of life. Buildings usually have at least a few lights on inside, don't they? It's unsettling, although it doesn't make me feel as nervous as it used to. I know that my vision is going to adjust to the darkness in a moment, letting me navigate the place easily. I'm able to see a lot better in the dark compared to when I was still complete, but it doesn't work instantly. Ooh, ladybug, top hat horse, octopus. Interesting. As I take a first few hesitant steps into the building, the lights flicker on with a harsh buzz. Of course, being such an idiot. There are automatic lights in here. They come on when people move. Totally ordinary. It's just that I've never been in this building before. It stands to reason that it feels unusually creepy to me, right? Especially if I think about why I'm currently here. Lost and found. All that considered, it feels like it takes longer for me to reach the end of the long hallway than it probably should. It's a dangerous time to let your mind wander into nobody's sane in wandering to. At least the building inside is noticeably warmer than the outdoors. It makes the whole situation slightly easier to bear. My hands and feet almost start to freeze off out there. What does it say? The Neckos? Things get squatchy? What does squatchy mean? Near Bright Lake. Penguin Rebellion? What? Do you see that? It says Penguin Rebellion. A lone village against the feathery outrage. What on earth? I wonder if that's lore related or if it's just silly. The next thing I know, I stand before the elevator door, rooted to the ground. The sudden sensation of someone watching me. Press the elevator. I can't, fight or flight? Full light. Hesitantly, I reach to press the elevator button, more panic exploding inside of me as the automated light picks the exact moment to get out. My first instinct is to get my phone out, let it illuminate the sudden darkness of the corridor, and Bastet knows what else is inhabiting it currently. There's nothing. Nothing that I'm able to see anyway. It's just the empty corridor, a row of closed doors along each side, seemingly the same as when I first entered it. There's nobody there. I don't feel any less on edge when I turn back in the other direction, bearing my back to all of that space again, pressing the elevator button as quickly as I can find it. Distant sound of machinery starting up pierces the unnerving silence, followed by a hum, which indicates that the elevator is in motion. It's clearly on a different floor, so I wait for it to descend. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm myself. Feels like an eternity drags by as I wait for the thing to arrive. Surely nothing bad's gonna happen. The doors finally slide apart with a slight scraping sound, and the small compartment finally opens up before me. Completely empty. I'm not sure whether I should be surprised or not. A part of me hoped it wouldn't have to come to this, while another already expected for things to turn out this way. I love the design of this game. At this point, I decided to do the only sensible thing I can think of doing. Get into the elevator, ascend to the highest floor, then make my way down the stairs. All in the hope of stumbling upon Kieran, possibly hiding from me on one of the floors. So, what is the story? I don't manage to find her, however. I check every single floor as I proceed downwards, but I don't see Kieran anywhere. It's been almost 2 hours. Calling her again is to no avail. Kiri, where are you? This isn't funny anymore. I send her a text message feeling distraught. I'm tired. She usually replies to me pretty quickly, but the seconds and then minutes tick by without any reply. I add a second message. Seriously, I'm tired and cold. I'm going home. I'm convinced that she's trying to prank me at this point. It's the logical thing to assume. Karen said she didn't believe any of this ritual mumbo-jumbo would work. She probably snuck out of the building the moment I got into the elevator. Perhaps it's her presence that I felt back in the corridor before? Nah, she got yoinked. She got yoinked. It's been 2.5 hours. It's not an easy choice to make, but I eventually decide to leave and head back home by myself. Kieran's gone. Oh, she got yoinked. I don't know what by. The elevator? Maybe the elevator ate her. But if so, why didn't the elevator eat me? Kieran doesn't arrive at class the next day. I get a call from her parents during one of the breaks, asking me if I know anything about their daughter's whereabouts. They apparently woke up to find her missing from her room, and she hasn't answered her calls either. I lie about not knowing anything. Oh,
You mean to say Kieran went missing? Are you sure this isn't just another one of her stupid pranks?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I probably know less than you do.
Do you? You're the one who bet her.
Last time I talked to her, it was yesterday, when we made the bet.
So it's your fault.
Are you going to look for her?
Yeah.
Why?
I love her.
Are you planning to come along?
Nah, I'm too scared of ghosts.
I mean, yeah, I get that. My encounter with Sapporo comes next, and it's not an outcome I'm satisfied with. Our mutual friends claims they have no idea what happened to Kieran either. When the case gets reported to police the next day, I actually start to believe them. These are going way too far for a mere prank. And who the hell are you? Surely the elevator ritual to have actually worked? What was the ritual? Is it just going up? Well, I guess I didn't do the ritual. If I do the ritual, then I'll find her. Let's go do it. I find myself standing once again in the lobby of that cursed building late at night. I'm honestly not eager to find out whether this whole elevator game actually works or not. The idea that it might not just be something completely made up chills me to my kitty bones. But an irrational thought is an afterthought at this point. 2 things have driven me into this madness. One of them being the need to find Kieran, obviously, and the second is me feeling like I'm partially responsible for her disappearance. I agreed to this. It was her idea, but I joined her on it. It didn't stop this whole foolish thing. We were both so utterly ignorant. The ritual indeed worked. Kieran could have ended up stuck somewhere. And for all I know, I might be currently the only person who can actually help her. I have to do that before it's too late. Ugh. Okie dokie, let's go back to Penguin Outrage.
Deep breath, Sasai.
You're fine. You're fine. You're cute and you're a cat. With a shaking hand, I press the button to call the elevator. Been trying to memorize all the rules for this stupid game for what feels like forever, but I don't really trust myself to remember it all once things get stressful. Supposedly this whole thing can screw with your mind in ways you wouldn't expect. Hence why I came prepared and wrote the steps down, both on my phone and on a piece of paper I had in my pocket. I also brought a backpack with some essentials with me. Food, among other things. Erin's been gone for a long time. The math speaks for itself. It's not just any old food either. It's some of her favorite snacks. My thoughts get interrupted by the sound of doors sliding apart, revealing the small compartment before me again. Empty, just like last time. With one last glance at my phone, which is now showing 12:09, I take a step into the elevator. Oh goodness, she's gonna get eaten. Eggs! Oh. Right, I'm here now, on the first floor. Okay, I can see all this stuff. What does it say? I can't read any of it. But that weird symbol looks important. With the eye, kind of? I think that's... Yeah, okay, also there's a basement. There's a lobby, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's all... Okay. I was wondering if there was like a floor that would be missed or something. Alone. Just like I'm supposed to be. It's quiet. Eerily so. Not even attempting this ritual will be the smartest thing to do, honestly. Of all the things I've read about it online, and I've read a lot, I did as much research as I possibly could in the small time frame I had. I didn't find a single person that encouraged anyone to try it out for themselves. Whoever did, and lived to tell the tale, was terrified of the outcome. Of course, I initially assumed all those stories were fake. Would probably still assume so if it weren't for the weird things that have been happening around the world lately. Erin's unexplained disappearance on top of them all. Taking a deep breath, I turn to stare at the button panel before me. But before I decide to do anything further, I want to go over the rules in my mind one last time. From beginning to end, just to make absolutely sure I remember them all. Elevator to another world. That's the name of the game. Only one person can play it at a time. The ritual needs to be performed in a building that's at least 10 stories high. And it has to have at least one elevator in it. All 3 of these conditions need to be met, otherwise you cannot proceed. As for the instructions themselves, skim them over, recall them in detail. Absolutely detail. Instructions for the way there. In your chosen building, get into the elevator on the first floor by yourself. If anyone else is in or gets on the elevator with you, do not proceed. That's simple enough and already done. Then there's an order to the buttons I should press, which is straightforward enough. Press the button for the 4th floor. When the elevator reaches the 4th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor. When the elevator reaches the 2nd floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 6th floor. So 4, 2, 6. When the elevator reaches the 6th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor again. So 4, 2, 6, 2. When the elevator reaches the 2nd floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 10th floor. 4, 2, 6, 2, 10. Some have reported hearing a voice calling to them during this point of their ritual. You're not supposed to reply. You're not supposed to answer in any way. When the elevator reaches the 10th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 5th floor. I can't remember all of this. Oh my gosh. I'm really hoping that I can read it in the notes. So it's 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. Right? 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. So 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. Some people have reported that a woman may enter the elevator on this floor. She may appear as a stranger who wishes to engage with you. However, she may also appear as someone you know. It's important not to acknowledge her in any way. Talking, no looking. If the elevator is reflective, you're supposed to stare at the floor or buttons only. Thankfully, there are no mirrors in this one. Press the button for the first floor. 426210. Oh god, does it go back to... 426210. Is it 102 and then 105? I think it's 4262 105. 1. Now, two things can happen. One is definitely after 5. Now, two things can happen. It's important to pay attention. If the elevator starts to ascend to the 10th floor instead of the first, it means the ritual has worked. If it starts descending to the first floor, like instructed by the button instead, it means something has been done wrong and the ritual has failed. In this case, you should get out of the elevator on that floor immediately. The woman is in there. You should remember not to acknowledge her. You reach the 10th floor. You can choose to leave or to stay on the elevator. Some have reported that if you attempt to leave, the woman may try to engage with you one last time. She might raise her voice, shriek at you, or ask you a simple question. Keep your wits about you and do not engage with her even out of fear. There is only one way to know whether you have reached the other world. The other world? For sure. You will know because you'll be the only person there. I'm not sure what to make of that last part, considering why I decided to play this game in the first place. But I am to find Kieran. Does that mean I can't reach the other world the right way? Either way, I simplified these rules and saved them on my phone in case I needed a reminder. Alright, let's check the phone. Alright. Four, two, 4262 10 5 1, but after pressing 1, I should go to 10. If it goes to 1, get out. Yeah. Don't engage. And then if I go up to 10, I get off. Traveling back if deciding to stay on 10. Keep pressing the button for F1 until the elevator begins to move. Once on the first floor, exit immediately. Do not leave on any other floors, even if the elevator... Even if it stops other places, you have to go on the first floor. Do not acknowledge the woman or anybody else who might enter the elevator. Traveling back from the... Oh, that's important. The elevator you used to get there is the only one you can return with, remember. Once in the same elevator, repeat steps 2 to 8 to get on the 5th floor again. Press the first floor. If you start ascending to 10, press any other floor before it for the elevator to stop there instead, canceling the ascension. Do it before reaching the 10th floor. Ignore any voices, as one does. Once on the first floor, be sure nothing looks, feels, sounds, smells out of the ordinary. You may need to repeat step 2. I'll get back to that. Can I go through this one? No. Okay. People have reported that playing the elevator game might mess with your head, so make you forget things or make you feel disoriented. So I'm not about to take any chances. I have it all on a piece of paper in my pocket too. I've watched too many movies to be foolish enough to put all my trust in something that can break. Bag. Woof! Alright. Ita? Oh, elevator to another world. Duh. Okay, enter the elevator alone. Done. Press the button for 4. Stay on 4. Then 2. Stay on 2. Go to 6. Stay on 6. To go to 2. So 4, 2, 6, 2, 10. Wait. Yeah, 10. Then 5. Okay, so I have to go up to 10, and then 5, and then 1, but then I'll be going up to 10. Okay, don't engage with woman. Okay, do not engage with her. And then once I hit 1, but I'm going to 10, I can get off. Okay. Alright, got it. Now what? Wait, more bag? I already looked at this. Yeah. Alright, so... Hey! As I put away my phone and notes after double-checking the rules, a chilling realization hits me. The floor I'm on, according to the elevator, isn't the first floor. Oh! It's floor 0. Ah! I already failed! I'm so bad at rituals! Already! Needless to say, this place is me in a predicament before I've even really started. Do I just assume the game means the ground floor by referring to it to the first floor? Or is that assumption wrong, and I should consider floor 0 as being the wrong floor? What would Kieran assumed for that matter? Would she even have noticed this detail to begin with? Abort! Re-enter the building. Wait, why would I re-enter the building? Why don't I just go to the first floor? Oh god. Because it's not the first floor. I cannot proceed as is. I don't want to be taking any chances. It's better to leave the building altogether than re-enter the elevator from the first floor. Hopefully. See you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe or whatever. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.